All right, so I just saw Springbreakers and I just loved it, I have to say. Definitely the most disturbing and most messed up film I've seen in quite some time, but definitely one of the best I've seen this year. Um, I just loved Franco's performance in this film. You know, he doesn't play a very nice character, but it very sort of Sopranos kind of thing that you don't really like him as a character, obviously as a person, but you do want him to win and overcome these horrible things that are going on, and you want him to get over like this guy who's betrayed him and stuff, and all that, and it works as a film, and I think it works with the four girls that they sort of have this life's gonna change, they're gonna party, and I'm not saying they're innocent or they don't know about the world and all that kind of stuff because they obviously do, but I don't think they were ever expecting it to get this messed up as it did. And when they get so deep into it, then they actually kind of start second guessing it and start thinking, "Oh no, we shouldn't be doing this." And I like that they show not just a sort of psycho or psychotic sort of sense to it. That obviously they keep on doing it, blah blah blah. Blah, blah. They realize that it will finish to a certain extent, and then that's it, and there's no more. And yeah, I just really like this film. I mean, it's just fantastic cinematography, fantastic use of color. And it just looks gorgeous, and yeah, I just found it really interesting to watch. I understand some people will not like this film, and you can tell exactly why from watching the film because there's a lot of nudity, a lot of female nudity, lots of I'm not going to say the word, but you know what I mean. Lots of that, and there's lots of disturbing stuff in there that I think some people would switch off instantly and walk straight out or turn it off or whatever. And you know, I don't really have a problem watching stuff like that. That's fine for me. I mean, I can pretty much watch anything as long as it's not someone being raped and shot and stuff like that. I think I kind of just almost like, oh my god, really, because like there's that scene in Monster which is really disturbing, and I always find it really hard to watch every time. But I sit through it, saying, "Oh, it's over now." But with this film, there's lots and lots and lots of stuff that's really gross, disturbing, messed up, completely sort of someone could see is completely wrong and bad and not enjoy it and find it wrong and mean spirited. But I didn't find it mean spirited. I found it a really, really good film, and I think yes, there's stuff in there that isn't very nice to watch, but there's a point to it, and it's always a good thing. There's a point because the old man has never had a point, in my opinion. It was just completely all over the place, poorly directed. It kind of took the edge off. You knew that it was horrible, but then there was an extra horribleness to it, and no good or sense of this one completely different. You feel like you want them to escape from this hellhole. That it's completely just suffocated them, and it's really made them think that they can't carry on doing this forever. They know it's going to end, and I think James Franco kind of knows he's on the path to his death in some sense. I'm not going to say what happens, but I think he's the kind of person. He's very much like the Joker in The Dark Knight that he actually doesn't really mind if he does die, if he comes to his own destruction, because there's a key scene in the film where the girls are saying to him, and he's saying it back, "Are you scared? Are you scared?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm not scared." So in essence, he's not scared of dying. So we have that, and just as a film, I mean, it is just an hour and a half of a really, really good film. Doesn't drag at all. Fantastic use of style. He's completely. I mean, I've never seen a film of his before, but it's just the way he does certain scenes. I've never seen a director do before, and I just think it's just brilliant. And there's a scene that really sticks in mind for me that they're telling the girls. They're all having this conversation, and each girl saying what they did in this heist that starts at the beginning of the film. And I just love that scene. It's so inventive and so different, and I like that there's this different side. We've never seen this kind of film ever done with girls, with all this violence, sort of like oppressed thing of, oh, we gotta have money, but then we're gonna do bad stuff and we gotta keep our heads, and yeah, all of that really, really good. And I really enjoyed this movie. I don't think it's a masterpiece, but in terms of a really good movie, it's at least a nine. It holds something really special there, and there's a scene at the end, and it just I loved what was in there. I mean, if you don't get spoiled, then just turn this review off right now. But there's a line, like a voiceover line, going through James Franco's mind, and then he gets shot, and he's like, "This is a dream. This is a dream. This is like a dream." And then they have the music playing, of the Britney Spears sort of uplifting kind of, and I love the way they use that song as showing something that's really disturbing, but it just plays it so perfectly using that song. And just that bit at the end, you could kind of see it as a dream, what's going on. Because I wasn't really sure, like, if the girls are going to get shot, or if they get to take everyone out, because they're shooting quite a few people down who've all got guns. And James Franco obviously got shot quite early on, and then, it's just, you didn't know where it was going to go. And I was like, oh, wow, and all this kind of thing. And I was just like, like, where's this going? And obviously, I think you kind of knew that they had to kill the horrible person for it to succeed. But I think it was an ending that it had different things that something else could have happened. I mean, they could have got shot a bit, probably been quite severely shot, but still keep shooting and be quite wounded. And it's like a dream. It's like a dreamscape kind of thing that they've done their deal, and they've done like James Franco is almost like a devil kind of character, that he's unlocked all these kind of things. He's got all these guns and all this stuff. He got loads of money, and he's basically telling them to come along for the ride. And they've done their deal with the devil. It could have been like that, and it could have ended like that. And I would have liked that ending. I would have liked to have seen it gone that way. But the way it went was still good. So yeah, but just in terms of imagination and creativity and just plain style and originality, I think this is one of the best. I mean, it's just brilliant. And I think people will have a certain turn off to it that, oh, it's full of nudity, is maybe like watching a porno or something, or just really just sick, twisted, and I get all that. I do. But I think you should go in, see what it's like for yourself, and come out and say what you think and see what happens.